In the last 5 years, I've tried a whole lot of different side hustle ideas, and even though, yes, I am a full-time business owner, I like to tinker around with different kinds of things, and I also have friends who like to tinker around with different things. So this video will be dedicated to different side hustle ideas, but specifically freelance side hustle ideas. These are in no particular order, but I am going to start off with the easiest one, which is teaching or tutoring. This is the easiest thing to start freelancing if you already have some skill. And okay, you cannot be thinking, Dina, I don't have any skills. You have all lived, however many years of your life, and I'm sure that there is some kind of skill that you know. For example, if you're watching this video in English right now and you are a native English speaker, English is something that you can start tutoring or teaching. For me, when I started my first side business, which was a calligraphy business, one of the first things I did was to teach calligraphy. The next one is social media marketing or branding. If you are a young-ish person watching this video, I'm sure that the majority of you know how to use social media to some extent. So something easy to do is to find small businesses that need help with their social media, or maybe they just don't have time to manage their social media, and you can help them do that. Scheduling Instagram posts, writing out posts, or helping them think of social media strategy. I would say that if you are a regular social media user, and maybe if you do a little bit of research and learning, you can really offer this as a freelance service. On the branding side, you might need to know some graphic design, but that is also something you can offer in addition to social media marketing. The next one is coaching or consulting. For 2 years in the pandemic, I coached over 50 calligraphers and creatives on how to start a business. I would say it was really, really difficult to get it started, but once I got it started, it got a lot better, and I had so much fun working with all my clients. And honestly, it was so rewarding. Now, if you're wondering how exactly you get coaching or consulting clients, a lot of the times you need to have some kind of initial conversation with them, and this is known as usually a consultation call or clarity call or a discovery call for the customer. For you, it's basically a sales call because you are trying to figure out if what the customer wants and what you can offer is a good fit, and then if it is, then you would sell them your coaching or consulting service. For the last 3 months, I've been trying out a new platform called Worky, which is for freelancers to schedule meetings and to make bookings, and yes, it can collect payments. So let's say you're setting up a consultation call with a new client. So you can send over your Worky link and they're going to schedule a meeting with you, and this is for free because the meeting is free. Now, once you get the client and they're trying to schedule a paid call, then you can send another booking link through Worky and they can also pay through that. You might think that this sounds a bit like Calendly, the scheduling tool, but the reason why I like Worky is because you can basically create your own website portfolio. It's going to be my.worky.net/yourname. And this saves time if you're in a pinch and you need to build a portfolio super fast and send it to potential clients. On the free starter plan, there is a 5% transaction fee for any paid bookings you get. So it's great for starting a business if you're not sure of your income. There is a $9.90 plus plan where there is a 2.5 transaction fee, but there's a lot more that you can do with scheduling and meetings, and there are some more templates to choose from. And there's also Worky Pro that goes for $29 a month with 0% fees and full support of SEO. You can collect payments with PayPal, Stripe, or set up custom payments, and it also does invoicing as well. One really cool thing that you can do with Worky is use Worky AI, so you can generate meeting agendas and plans, and you can basically save time getting prepared for all these meetings. So you can try out Worky, it's free to start, and you can upgrade to any of the paid plans with 75% off on me using my coupon code DINA75. The next freelance side hustle idea I have for you is to become a video editor or a podcast editor. The creator economy is really getting big, and there are more and more people who want to save time with video editing, podcast editing. I myself have hired 3 video editors in the past, so it's something that is booming, and there's gonna be actually a lot more demand for this kind of service in the coming years. And I feel like video editing and podcast editing is really easy to learn. The next one is becoming a virtual assistant, and this goes hand in hand with the creator economy as well, because because there are so many more business owners that are starting up, they're becoming successful, and they're gonna need more help. I've been working with my own VA for 2 years, and I honestly have to say it has been one of the best experiences I've had, and I've saved so much time, and generally it's just been so nice to have somebody there to support me on different kinds of tasks. The next freelance side hustle I have for you is graphic design. Now, there are a lot of different kinds of graphic design softwares out there. You probably know, like, Adobe Suite, there's Canva as well. So I would say if you have a good eye for design and if you are pretty proficient on the computer, graphic design is a skill that you can learn pretty easily, and then you can sell your services to small businesses who don't know how to do graphic design. The next one I would say is a little bit harder to learn, but I would say it's still easy to learn, and that is website design. And this doesn't mean you have to code. There are so many kinds of website builders out there that you can learn, and a lot of small businesses want to create a website, they just don't know how. And there are so many out there like Hostinger, Wix, Squarespace, Showit, so many different kinds of website builders, and you don't need to know code for them. The next one, and I would say this is like a general category of things, is to write stuff. And in this category, this includes copywriting, proofreading, ghostwriting, resume writing, freelance writing, or just basically any kind of writing you can do on your computer. If you don't know where to start with these, there are sites like Fiverr, Upwork, and I've used both of these sites to hire people to do short-term projects. But I would say if you can use a networking strategy to get some long-term clients, that's the best. It might take a little bit longer, but I do think that if you find a client or clients that really fit with what you can offer, they're gonna want to hire you for the long term because you already understand their brand voice or what they're looking for in terms of their writing needs. The next one has to do with languages. So language translation, language editing, teaching languages. If you speak any second language fluently, you already have the skill and you can offer these kinds of services. For the language translation part, it could be like in-person translation, it could be on Zoom meetings, it could be writing translation. And most of the time, if you speak this language, you are already in some kind of a community, right? That speaks this language and the other language, probably English. And if you talk to enough people in your community, you can probably use just a really easy networking strategy to get these kinds of freelance projects. The next idea I have for you is bookkeeping. So you don't have to be an accountant to do bookkeeping. You can learn bookkeeping and help businesses or people manage their bookkeeping. Obviously, you can't do all of the fancy accounting stuff like taxes and stuff, but if it's just simple organizing receipts, putting things into categories, then this is something that you can offer. The business will most likely hire you to keep track of their bookkeeping, and then they'll also have a separate accountant to do all the like end of year tax and stuff. With bookkeeping, there are a lot of platforms to use, so if you can get familiar with a bookkeeping platform, you can get a lot of different clients because every single business in the world needs to keep track of their bookkeeping and their finances. And obviously for a lot of these, like, you have to think about what you're actually interested in and what you're actually good at. So for example, with the bookkeeping, if you hate looking at numbers, then don't do bookkeeping. If you want to do more creative work, then maybe consider, being a video editor, or maybe doing graphic design or website design or selling some kind of art service. Oh shoot, there's one that I missed, and that is the offering some kind of art service. And it could be something like calligraphy, which I have done, or photography, for example. If you have any creative or art skill, you can totally offer this as a service. And I do have a more in-depth video on how to monetize your art and your creativity, so you can check that out after you watch this video. For me, some of my favorite kinds of projects that I've done are commission work for weddings. I love doing on-site calligraphy where I go to a store or I go to some event, I'm sitting there and I'm doing custom calligraphy for that store's customers or for the people going to the event. And it's just super fun to like dress up and impress people with my calligraphy. You can definitely turn any of your creative hobbies into a side hustle if you have the right strategies and if you have the right tools. The next freelance side hustle idea I have for you is all the things that have to do with coding and web development, like UX, UI. For these ones, you do have to spend a little bit more time learning the skills, but I would say if you know the skills, there's a lot. And because technology is obviously, like, there are so many businesses using technology, so many new businesses who need people who have this specific skill. There's a lot lot of opportunity, and there's going to be even more opportunity in the future if you have this kind of like a technical skill. I know I just gave you a lot of different ideas for freelancing, and if you're wondering how exactly do I implement all of this, like what are the strategies I should use to get clients, I do have an in-depth video on my strategies for how to become a freelancer. And if you're more interested in how to make money with your art or creativity, I have this video right here.